I don't know if either one of y'all. I don't know how informed y'all all about the situation, but I
Yeah.
did want to speak on the Coach Udoka and the
Ime,
Boston
Ime
Celtics.
Udoka, I think that's how you say his
Yeah,
name.
Ime Udoka.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. He recently got suspended for a full year. I have minimal details, but I guess as we talk about it, if it's little stuff here and there that I can remember or whatnot, but he got suspended for relations with one of the chicks on the staff.
So I'm pretty familiar with it because I've been watching. I've been looking at it for the past couple of days. So Ime Udoka, the head coach of the Boston Celtics, got suspended because he had a consensual relationship with a staffer that is also the wife of one of the VPs at Celtics.
Now that is factual though. Okay.
So that's what's been reported. I don't know if it's factual, but that's been reported, right? That's what's going around. So at first it was a consensual relationship, and then from what I understand, it's turned into there was more than that. Like apparently it stopped and it turned into like a stalker thing, or there's more to the story, right?
God damn.
Because from when I first heard it, I'm like, why are they suspending him? Why they don't just fire the guy and just keep moving? That was my first thought. I'm like, who gets suspended for a year to come back for their job? Like it just didn't make sense to me. You know what I mean? Like that don't.
I don't think he'll be back, man.
No, he won't. But I'm saying, what's the point of suspending him? Was what my first initial thought.
To embarrass his ass.
Yeah, that's what people were saying. I'm like, but for what though? And then I thought about like if he's really sleeping with another man's wife, especially at VP status, you have enough pull. All right, we're gonna embarrass this dude. But it's also been reported that he had a choice of being suspended, fined, and being fired, and he chose being suspended.
Yeah,
that's what I've seen as far as reported.
Wait. What's gonna happen to the female though?
Nothing.
So that's what people been asking too, and I want to know the same thing.
It's a fucking two-way street.
I want to know the same thing. But Matt Barnes, former NBA player, he spoke out in support of Ime Udoka, and then he pulled his support back because he said he got a call saying, hey, this ain't as simple as they're sleeping together. Ime did A, B, and C. I don't know A, B, and C, but Matt Barnes basically pulled back. Was like, oh, okay, hold on.
They basically said, hey, nigga, you better shut your ass.
Yeah, it's
up
like it's a lot more to the story.
ass.
Like he basically like he ain't as clean as it seems. He did a little bit worse. I don't know what's worse. Honestly, maybe he got made the girl's pregnant. I don't know, or she was pregnant, made her have an abortion. I don't know.
That would be wild.
Yeah, I'm saying that's the only thing
wild.
I could think of that would be crazier.
Fucking another man's wife that's a VP is
That for a company that you work for, which is wild.
But you know what that tells me, if I'm being honest, because I thought about this. I was like, you know what? Technically, he was wrong in what he did, but I've gotten to the point now where I'm starting to understand. I had to look beyond right and wrong in regards to how the society views shit. Because to me, Udoka's a boss. You take that team to the finals. This man is engaged to Nia Long. Mm-hmm. You know who? I know you're a little younger. You know.
I know who Nia Long.
Okay, I didn't. My fault.
He cheated on Nia Long.
Yeah, I know, right?
Why everybody got that response? Nia Long. Everybody get cheated on. Everybody can get cheated on.
But Nia Long. I know.
Listen.
Nia Long.
If Beyonce could get cheated on.
That's Beyonce.
I could. Thank you. I would go cheat on damn Beyonce before Nia Long, bro. And I love Beyonce. It's Nia Long, bro.
Flowers
she like
every day for Nia Long.
The vibe. To me, she was always that. You know, I used to see on Fresh Prince. I'm like, girl, this broad is close to. She has a certain energy about her. That's why cats go crazy.
Yo,
it's like,
hold on. Like it didn't resonate with me. I'm like, that was Nia. Like in Fresh Prince, she was the girlfriend. Yeah. I always forget that because that was so early. She been
bad her whole life, and she ain't got to flaunt her ass. You understand? It's Nia Long.
Every person can be cheated on. Nobody's above being cheated on. I hear what you're saying.
I'm not saying that. My whole thing is though, I think that weighs into it. So I'm like, my boy is just the boss, man. It's like really, he was in the wrong for cheating, yes, but I'm gonna tell you what's gonna end up happening.
I don't think the cheating is the wrong. I think abusing your power is the wrong.
Now,
no, I disagree because first of all, abusing what she wanted to fuck him too. Like,
yeah, but
they both gotta be held accountable though.
Yeah, I agree, but he's in a position of power, and if he's over her, and
he should know better.
Exactly. No matter what, even if it was consensual, you should know better. You should be the leader. You should be that guy. You should be the head honcho.
Technically, he was wrong. but a king's mindset. Now I look at Udoka. Any man that can lead those boys the way that he did, you got Nia Long to be attracted to you. He's desired. So what we have now is when you're in the corporate atmosphere, they're trying to control the nature of people. And I'm starting to realize, you know what's gonna come back into full effect? Hold up, polygamy. No. And this is why I say this.
How are they trying to control the nature of people? Stop before you go further.
I always thought about it when so me and my homeboy, we did talk about this a little. So when you have those rules set in place, what are they for? So if you're in the same, in the same the same business, you're not supposed to fraternize in a corporate environment, correct?
You shouldn't.
For the most part.
It's bad business.
But think about it. This is why that's insane to me. It's like it's the people you work with. Now, more times than not, if you understand human psychology, you are going to be attracted to who you spend a lot of time with.
It's going to happen.
And I'm like, so they designed the rules to kind of be, but I guess what? To prevent what? Misunderstandings in a corporate atmosphere. And I was thinking about it, I was like, that's the thing that sucks because obviously he's desired. In fact, have y'all seen a picture of the bride?
Nah.
Me either. That's what I want to see. I bet she bad. I bet money she's
the
bad.
the side chick's never really bad. They always.
That's a cat.
Thank you. They actually. What is it?
This can relate to the. This can relate. Okay, you see.
Name a couple. I don't really know.
The bitch I was fucking in Club Onyx, the bartender was bad as fuck. Baddest bitch I ever fucked. I was surprised I hit that.
The side bitch would have to be bad because he's still a head coach of an NBA team. He can get in a lot of women. So you're not gonna risk that off of just. Like,
yes, you do. Because it's not about men. It's not about how bad a woman looks. A lot of times, it's just about getting some. That's it. It not.
He can get it, bro. He can.
No,
he could have been.
No. What I'm saying is, but it's about accessibility. Because you can, if it's about how bad somebody looks, you can find a better looking woman outside of your work environment.
But he's that's inconvenient. If you got a baddie that you see every day.
But hold on. But that's what I'm saying, though, right? It's convenient, and usually the convenient one isn't the best looking one, and that's my point. It's typically not the best.
But we're talking about. Let's be real, man. We're talking about we got to see the chick, man. I can't wait till it's gonna come out at some point.
But y'all
I don't even know what she looks like.
Y'all telling the truth because when you do spend time with somebody that you work with, you start to develop attraction. Like when we was talking about when we was talking about the strip club, like I was saying with the bartender, she had a whole man, and like I said, I had a girl. But after a while, she started becoming attracted to me for whatever reason. I'm like, yeah, I do want to fuck you too. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna pass up on this opportunity. But what tends to happen is when a man don't know how to control his urges and do shit like that, it's a conflict of interest. Shorty got me fired.
But I'm gonna break this down in a basic way though. To what extent should we be controlling our urges? I feel like think about it, yo. If you the type, I'm sorry,
don't sleep with nobody you work with.
He's already failed at that. Multiple times.
I will say this though.
That's his bag. That's his bag.
To me, that's just difficult because if you're high value, more times than not, you're spending a great deal in whatever occupation you're doing. It's only natural that all the beautiful women there, if this man, he was highly.
But you know that you have value and most of them want you, but then at what cost? Exactly. Because look at what he's going through. Exactly. I got fired.
See, and that's why I say I'll change the cost, bro. Like it's
You can't change the cost.
You can't change the cost, man.
Because no.
You can't change the cost because in reality,
we're in a corporate society. It's not the same, bro. Like every society don't function like this, and they won't in the future, and they haven't in the past. I think bigger. I'm like, men. I'm sorry, man. When you are the highest, when you're at the top of the hierarchy in regards to men, you get a different opportunity that most women would never see. I promise you, man. They can know you got a wife. They can know you got a wife, 3 girlfriends. They don't give a damn. You're the top dog.
Yeah, but you can say that about an average guy that work at Burger King that has got multiple women.
No, you can't.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
I 100% know a guy.
Right? He capping. Somewhere there's a cap somewhere. Hold on. He's not truly high value. He's just a pimp.
Hold on. No. Hold on. So without diving too deep into anybody's past life.
Yeah.
We both know a mutual person. I'm not gonna say the mutual person.
I'm gonna pick up.
Situation, whatever, right? Dating somebody, had a kid with this person, but was dealing with a young lady in the same work environment, and they knew about it. It's very well known. Why didn't I say nothing, man?
No, they still not going, bro. They don't.
It's not one.
I'm a little slow. I'm gonna need a little bit more. You got to flesh that out a little more.
I mean, it's been about 10 years. I'm referring to you, sir.
Oh. No, I don't care. Look, no. But my situation, here's it. Okay, now hold up. But what's your point? So I know my situation. What is your point?
You're an average guy who was dealing with a multitude. No, an average guy in the world. Like, you're not a celebrity.
Okay. Cold-blooded.
You're the average. Well, you know what I'm saying. Dealing with multiple women at that time, right? And you're not high value, and they knew about it. Or put like this, at least one of them knew about it.
But hold on, can I be? But that's more to my point. I got hella game. I'm not.
But you said a certain level, a guy gets afforded certain opportunities.
No, that's what I'm pointing.
Certain women.
If it's different, we're looking. You got to look at it from the scope of a man that's truly high value. That means that what you have to offer could actually supply many women. It wasn't. I could talk a good game back then. That's when I was young, and I always had game. But that's different. I'm talking about if I was the head coach of the Boston Celtics, man. You know how many. Let's be real. Every time they touch down, it's like, come on, man.
So what is your point, though? Like, what is your point?
My point being is that I feel like it's a little unfair, man. You know, look at my boy Tiger Woods, right? People feel how Tiger was a savage. But I'm like, hey, I'm Tiger Woods, you type deal. You know what I mean? It's difficult. You can't understand it unless you're in that position. So it's like, so what a man is, hold on, I feel like what a man is expected to do is to be able to temper his ego, even though he is truly great. And that's tough.
Temper his ego.
Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? That to me, and this is why I always looked at it different, because what it takes for a man to get to the pinnacle of whatever he does is far more than anything else. It's like, it's different than women. They don't have to. I mean, it's facts, bro. Men have a harder course. So when they get there, it's almost like, so now I have to be humble. It's like, well,
saying no and be like, I'm good is being humble. How's that being humble?
Yes. Only because of the quality of women that you are afforded on a daily basis. And here's what I figured out. To me, I don't like lying. I don't like dishonesty. So these little dishonest acts he doing, okay, that does suck. That's where you're in the wrong. But it's almost like, he's only in the wrong because the current paradigm of relationship is it has to be monogamous. Once again, in the Bible, man, King Solomon had over 1,000 wives and concubines. You want to know why? Because he could handle that many women. Some guys can handle multiple women. You just have to change your perspective. You know what I mean?
But some of it was like business deals for him too.
See, that's what. Who you talking about?
King Solomon.
Yes, sir. Because there's also it's practicality beyond just handling women. It's like it's actually fruitful from a how can I put it, like a societal standpoint. It's like if you got multiple, you can delegate better, you got more incomes, all types of stuff. It's not just about the women. What I'm saying is some men can truly handle that. Some men can't. Most men can't, if we're being real about it. But we're talking about a head coach of a pro basketball team, a full-year suspension because I got caught. Dude, I'd be willing to bet. I'd be willing to bet.
But that's not why, though, because everything hasn't come out. So we're jumping in.
Fair enough.
Right? Because there's more to the story. There's clearly more to the story because everybody says there's more to the story. Every news situation that's covered this, it says, hey, there's more to this. It's not just him sleeping with somebody. Like, other stuff happened. So it's not just about him sleeping with a woman. Because if it was just that, because that happens every day in a work environment, no matter where you are. I'm sure it happened to other NBA teams. Guess what? We just didn't know about it. The reason we know about this one, because I believe there's more to the story. You ain't going to sit here and tell me that, hey, they found out that this guy was sleeping with some random woman, whoever it was, and they're like, okay, we got to get rid of this guy. That just took us to the finals, which we haven't been to in 10 years plus. We're going to just fire. We're just going to suspend him for a year.
I can almost guarantee you that whatever that there's more to the story, it's still going to be something that damages reputation versus he was actually a danger. I guarantee it. We're living in a time now. Bro, we just got off the Me Too movement. It's not even about, bro, it's on some like now they really do venerate the feminine perspective. So that means if you hurt my feelings, if you make me feel uncomfortable, this, that, and the third. But in reality, man, a lot of these bras is hoes anyway, man. And I think that's what gets under. It's like,
bro. So we're men. So what are we talking about?
This is true. So let's all be real. Let's establish something.
You saying okay?
It's the truth. That's what I'm saying. So we can't play. It's like he was saying, man. It's a two-way street, bro. It's a two-way street. She was feeling the vibe, And how can that be ignored, man? It's like yes, of course you're gonna feel the vibe because I'm Udoka. How you pronounce that shit?
Ime
Udoka.
Udoka.
Yeah, of course you feeling the vibe, man. He was sloppy with it.
No, it's not. I'll say this, man. I always say cheating is a decision, or stepping out, or choosing to do stuff like that is a decision.
Yeah,
and it's one that men take very lightly because they focus on one part of their body. That's it. Now, am I a man? Do I understand that part of your body can be very, very much like man, you need to blah blah blah. Yeah, I get that. I'm not saying that's unrealistic. What I am saying is that does not justify, hey, he should be able to do A, B, and C. I just don't operate. To me, again, and there could be some truth to it. It could be a level of like, hey, this should be how it goes. I just don't think.
I don't
judge
judge
should go that way.
I ain't gonna lie. If I worked that hard to get to where he is at, I'm cheating like I'm not. Because first
I'm not. I'm telling my girl this is the situation. I love you.
Yeah, they actually
you understand
respect
what I'm
that
saying?
more when you be like,
Thank you.
I'm fucking other females.
And that's what I'm saying,
if you
guys.
You
know
here,
what?
Be here. If you don't, go. Because there's other females that want your place.
So what I'm saying is,
life.
there are a certain body of men in the world that can handle something beyond monogamy, but for whatever reason we don't entertain that, especially in the Western world, in particular in the Western world. That's the U.S., Canada, this, that, and the third. And I just think that's why we're having a lot of these fucking situations now where people are, pardon my French, that's why you have all this cheating.
Nah, I see where you
people don't want to cheat. They just want happiness beyond their partner. But with a monogamous,
happiness beyond their partner. Okay.
You understand?
Not really. I don't get the happiness beyond their partner.
Bro,
I think women. I think women cheat if they're unhappy to find happiness.
I would agree for the most part. I would agree with that.
Men cheat because they just want to release. Let's be real here.
Facts.
That's it. I
disagree.
Man, it has not. Man, listen. Most men cheat because they need a release. Facts. Any guy I've ever talked to is like, man, I was just trying to get something off. That was it. And then once they get it off, guess what? They get up, leave, go to their girl. Is that not? It means like, so what we talking about? That's it.
A release. I think you over.
And I think it's just a release. I'm telling you, one of the biggest things somebody told me, and I already knew this, but it was just funny that they said it out loud. It's like, hey, if you ever feel like you're you feel like you want to go do something with a girl, go in the bathroom, get one off, see if you feel the same way. That's the real thing.
Hold on, but okay.
That's real.
From that perspective, I get what you're saying, but I feel like you're twisting it into something that's like a negative thing. That releasing thing that what you're talking about, how's
that? That's not negative.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because you're not speaking to the intrinsic predator in us. It's like it's not just that men want to release; it's that men want to conquer. It's like if I could have my girlfriend and she could be like,
hold on, and I'll conquer. I'll counter you with the stand.
Because you can get a release in many ways. It's not the release we want. We want to conquer. What you're doing,
men do want to conquer, but it don't have to be women. You can use that energy to put it somewhere else.
I agree.
And that's what I'm saying. Like that's.
I don't disagree with that. But my point is that now society has engineered us to have to, because now they make a man having multiple women a bad thing. But in reality, that's the number one thing that a man wants to conquer. If you want to, sexuality is a big component of human existence. That you can't deny. So most men
want to conquer sexuality? Or
No. Like women, sexuality is like the fact that you're attracted to the opposite sex is something like visually, bro. Like we're wired a certain way. In fact, statistically, men think about sex more. You understand what I'm saying? Mm. Maybe not you, but the average man thinks about sex at a very high rate. It's disturbing. Facts. I'm not making this up, bro. And so wisdom has taught us, like, what it kind of means to be a man is to be okay with the fact that even though you have the partner that you're happy with, you still might yearn for other females.
Yeah, because after a while you get bored. Because, it's human nature. You're gonna get bored after a while. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna want something new. And
if I'm being real about it, this isn't exclusive to men. It's even some females are wired that way, but they're a lot quicker to suppress that for the sake of women understand family way more than men in the short game. It's like a woman will sacrifice a lot of her selfish needs for the sake of something that's substantial for the family. But men are just, bro, It's just the difference. That's all. It's just the difference, bro.
You know what the difference is between a 22-year-old and maybe a 42-year-old man.
Mm-hmm.
It's the matter of the 22-year-old and the 42-year-old are gonna feel the same way when they see that girl walk by that's really voluptuous, right? Difference is the 42-year-old's like, nah, I ain't got time for that. Feels the same, has the same energy, probably wants to do the exact same thing the 22-year-old wants to, but understand what comes with that, and it ain't worth it.
You know what?
The only thing that changes the things for it is just being more wise, understanding that, hey, that's just another one-off. It don't really do nothing for me. It don't add value to my life, my day-to-day, so on and so forth.
I'm a firm believer, and there are some men that are wired a certain way to where they have a lot of that. What you just said is true, but there are some exceptional men that have the wisdom, and they concentrate on the building part, but they can also be a fanatic for life. Like some dudes, like they get off on different things. Like if you're and I'm not by no way am I saying that this is the way to be. I'm just saying I understand. It's like they can do it all. They can be high performing at their career. They can also they're also very coveted by women. It's like, you know, I'm on a business trip for a week and a half. You know, I'm a CEO, and then like I got my wife and kid. Everything is good at the house, but it's like I go out, I might get a bride to come over at a little hotel. We do our thing. They can do it. They're high functioning like that. Mm-hmm. Some men, you know, are just built a little differently. You know what I'm saying? Like that. I just understand that.
And if I'm being honest, I think all of the people that we might look up to or might just think as successful men have went through that phase of like where they did that, right? Whether we know about it or not. Like Denzel and his wife have been together for 30, 40 years, something like that. I feel like he probably stepped out a couple times. You never know. You know what I mean? Denzel is very respected. Yeah. He's very respectful. But he is a man. And he's also had a lot of success at a high rate, and he's also been sought after from a lot of women. So I'm not saying he did, but I wouldn't be surprised when like, oh yeah, 30 years ago Denzel had his moment. You know, he was honest with his wife and kept it moving, right? Like, so I'm aware that that's a reality. I just think I think men don't want to do the work when it comes to just being more disciplined. That's all that is just being disciplined.
I think that's assuming that every man wants to be a Buddhist monk. I think something you can discipline yourself in a variety of ways.
You can put all that.
You don't have to give up pussy to discipline yourself.
It's not giving up. You just put all that energy into your wife, your family, and your career. That's my opinion. Without question, you can put all that into your life. You don't have to put it into that woman. You're choosing to. You're not even choosing to. You're what's the word? You're submitting to that urge. Yeah. You know, you're letting that urge be the determining factor for what you want to do.
Lloyd, speak on it, Lloyd.
Shit, nah, he's speaking straight facts though, because you can't be putting too much energy into that woman, especially if you're not getting nothing back.
But if it comes to you, I think it's a different story, man.
Nah, it's the same thing.
Sometimes you just gotta reject certain things and avoid it.
Because
to protect your peace of mind and just focus on you. Exactly. Because there's always gonna be something better. How long have we been living now, you know, and we think we met the right woman, and then next thing you know, shit don't work out. We kind of a little depressed about it. We move on, and then we meet somebody even better.
You know, to me, I get what y'all are saying,
I think most men should just focus on themselves and not try to.
I'm telling you, listen, I'm not mad at a guy focusing on himself and really putting in the work to further himself, his family, his career, whatever it may be. Gets to the point where you're operating at a high level and that's something that you want to do. That's something that happens. I'm not mad at you, but I think you should challenge yourself and not to say, hey, I reached this level of success, so I think I'm afforded this. Right? Yeah, I think there's more challenging not cheating than there is to cheating.
I like how you say you should conquer something else, and when you said that, I was thinking to myself, I should be conquering my goals. Yeah.
I'm telling you, we as men spend too much time focusing on things that are irrelevant for us, especially early in life. It's mainly women. It's all centered around women.
Yeah, I got a couple of more months. I'm gonna just focus on women.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
I understand the perspective y'all are coming from. I understand your perspective. I just hate the fact y'all make this like an either or thing. I think one of the defining traits of a man is the ability to administrate. It's like bro, you shouldn't have to put all of nothing in one thing at all. That to me, that means you're like you're not as competent as.
I didn't say that. I said your career, yourself, your wife, your family, your friends. You could put into a bunch of different areas.
And women too.
Absolutely. That's why they got the saying, never put your egg in one basket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know
And I'm not saying, bro, it's a way to do. What I'm saying is everybody has their. See, it sucks because I feel like it's considered a vice only because the time we're living in. But in reality, man, to me, I see a certain beauty in female-male relationships. Like the courting process, this like sexuality itself. So if you a dude, you out in the bar and you got all your stuff squared away, I'm the type of cat that will sit there. I ain't even got to sleep with her, but I sit there and have a conversation with a new bride. Like, what? You from Croatia? Let's talk. Like, what you been through in life? And I get it. I love that energy, bro. It's like we just spin it a certain way because I don't know, man. It's Western thought processing, bro. The world is bigger than how we. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
But it ain't funny how as soon as you start focusing on your goals and yourself, they just automatically just run in
for a reason. For a reason.
Yeah, some reasons be distractions to get you off course.
You said that's the devil?